So today I want to talk about the importance of rest and recovery as a footballer. Now, this is something for me where pretty much since I was, 14, 15, I've pretty much struggled with, because I always feel like I want to do something physically every single day to actually, improve my game. Whether that's going out to the training pitch and working on the technicals, whether that's in the gym working on my strength, whether that's going on a run or doing some sprints in the park, whatever it is to do. I just feel like I always just have the mentality of like, all right, cool, I need to do something. And I've always felt like, rest is just it's for the weak, it's for the lazy people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've always felt like rest is counterproductive. I've always felt like, oh, if I'm resting, other people are working, other people are getting better. I always feel like, there's nothing productive about resting and recovering. And another thing as well with me is that I've always sort of enjoyed that, in the summertime mainly, but even, in the Easter holidays in the UK, Easter holidays, Christmas break, when you get those 2 weeks off in both Christmas and Easter, then you get like the 6 weeks off in the summer. I've always enjoyed, doing all my schoolwork, all my schoolwork's done, so I can just focus on, football. I can just focus on, becoming a better player, become a better footballer. So, I get up at like 8 a.m. I go out to the training pitch, do my little individual training session. Then come back, maybe eat food, maybe just chill out for a bit. Then it's off to the gym, off to the gym, trying to work on my strength, work on my power, work on my explosiveness. And then maybe later on in the day, my boys will call me and be like, yo, there's a ball session here at, 5 p.m. Come true. And then I go there, play playing the ball session there. And by the time the end of the day is gone, it's like, yo, I've played football, then I went to the gym, then I played football again, and then I just want to do that all again the next day. Like I've always sort of just enjoyed that sort of, that athlete lifestyle. Just, like I said, growing up, I always watched the videos of, the professional ballers. They'd always, go out to the training pitch. Then maybe they'd go into the canteen to eat food, chill out for a bit. Maybe they'd go to the gym after that. They'd go to the gym after that, maybe rest a little bit again. Then they're back on the training pitch again. That's mainly in preseason, but you still get what I mean, right? Like I'd always see those videos of the pros, and I'd always be like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I didn't have school. I wish I didn't have any, other responsibilities. I could just work and just focus on becoming a better player. I could train twice a day, be in the gym, maybe even do a third session of football training. I've always just sort of, like that lifestyle, just sort of wanted to be like, all right, cool. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to be a footballer. Actually, I just enjoyed the lifestyle. I just thought the lifestyle just looked sick. Like, getting to train whenever I wanted to, getting to hit the gym, then play the matches on the Saturday or the Sunday, maybe have the midweek games as well. The traveling to the games, from the games, maybe on the bus, on the plane, just basically just the whole shebang, just the whole lifestyle basically. And for me, it's always been hard for me to, just sort of take a break, just sort of, just chill out, take a break for the day, let your body recover. But the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like over this sort of Christmas break, I feel like I've actually seen the benefits of recovery, just sort of letting your body rest slightly, and so you can actually perform at your best, at your maximum. Because this holiday, to be fair, I've been getting like, some days I've been sleeping, 12 hours. I've been getting mainly like maybe 8 to 11 hours, mainly. Some days I've been getting even 12 hours, and I wake up and I'm just feeling good, like I'm just feeling, ready to hit the day running, ready to just I just feel like Superman basically. So I feel like rest and recovery is an important thing, because even the pro footballers, they don't really do things every day. If you listen to a lot of pro footballers in their interviews, they literally just go to training, and then the rest of the day it's just them chilling. They don't really do any other extra work. Obviously, some do, depending on the time of year, but majority of them just want to, they'll go to training, do what they need to do, and then just go home and just chill out. Maybe they'll just eat some clean food and just chill out and just let their body recover, which is obviously, like I said, it's important for footballers. But I feel like me, I've just always struggled with that. I've always just felt like, I need to be doing something. I want to be doing something. I can't just be, lying around, because other people are getting better, and I'm just sitting around not really doing anything. But like I said, this Christmas break, I feel like, because I've been sleeping, so many hours, like I said, 10, 11, 12 hours. I feel I just wake up feeling just feeling mad refreshed, to be honest. And just feeling mad refreshed, and I've been feeling my training sessions are getting a lot better. I've been to a couple of ball sessions where we've done 8v8s, 9v9s, and I feel sharp, I feel quick because, like I said, I'm getting that rest, getting that recovery. So yeah, that's why I'm making this video to say, yo, rest and recovery as a footballer is important. You don't want to overexert. You don't want to overexert yourself. You don't want to, you know, and just overexert your body basically and just burn out. You want to have that balance. You want to have that balance sort of where you're still improving, you're still pushing yourself, but you're also getting that time to recover. So obviously, after you've done what you need to do, whether that's the gym, whether that's going onto the football pitch and working on your technicals, make sure you stretch, make sure you get your good food into you, drinking loads of water. Like I said, just the fundamentals. Make sure you're sleeping a decent amount. Don't be on the PS5 till like 3 in the morning. Then you're waking up at like 8 a.m. and you're only getting 5 hours. Nah, make sure you're going to bed at a sensible time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to go to bed at 8 p.m., but you know what I'm saying, be sensible with it. 10 p.m., 11 p.m., even 12 is cool. Make sure you recover, you get that rest, and then the next day you're ready to hit the ground running again. So yeah, I know a lot of young players, especially a lot of young players who are competitive, they feel like rest is counterproductive. They always want to be doing something, they want to be doing something every single game. And I feel like I talk to a lot of players as well, is that the main thing with me and a lot of other players I've talked to is that we hate the feeling of not feeling sharp. When you've been away, maybe you've been injured or you just haven't been playing football as much recently. You've been away, maybe let's say you've been away for 7 days, 10 days. You come back and your first touch just isn't as sharp as it once was. You're not moving the same. You go to do that turn, that shimmy, and it's just 0.3 seconds slower. You can feel it as well. You're not 100%. And I feel like a lot of players I've talked to, they're like, yo, I hate that feeling of not being sharp, just being stiff in your legs, not feeling loose. Because I feel like when you don't play football for a while, you don't do any sort of activity, your body sort of stiffens up. You're not as loose. Like I said, your first touch isn't as good. But when you're, like I said, my example I use in the summer, in them summer holidays where I'm training twice a day, I'm in the gym, everything just feels sharp. Everything, my first touch is crisp, my dribbling is close to my feet, my ball control is good. Even my shooting, let's say me and my boys will do like a shooting drill in an 11-a-side goal. Everything's hitting the corners. None of my shots are really off target. Everything's on target. Even if I'm not scoring them, they're still, in the corners, whether that's the top corner, the bottom corner, left, right, wherever it needs to be. Like I feel like in the summer when you're just playing football relentlessly, you just get that feeling of like, alright, cool. I just feel confident. Everything's good. My body feels loose. And I feel good and I feel ready to play. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I feel like me and a lot of other players, we just hate, and maybe you watching this video, you hate that feeling of like, cool. You're just like, I don't really feel myself right now. Like my body feels stiff. My first touch, my dribbling isn't really there. Like even happens literally, it can be like the first few seconds of your first session back. You go to do them kick ups and it's like, and you start you go to them first few kick ups with the football and it's like, you're kind of dropping the ball. You do 3 kick ups and then you just drop the ball out of nowhere and you're like, what the hell's going on? Like I can't even do 5 kick ups. Like it gets like that, but like I said, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you can't really overexert yourself because I've seen it with myself. I feel at uni now I'm in uni. I also play futsal as well, and before every single futsal session, we would have like a strength and conditioning session where where you just be in the gym and you sort of it's basically just well, I can't even talk. Basically, just full body where it's like, all right, cool. We'll do maybe some exercise on the legs. Maybe we'll work our shoulders. Maybe we'll do some compound movements, some body weight compound movements like some press ups, some chin ups, or whatever it is we need to do. Some core work, some shoulders, whatever you need to do. And I feel like before after I've done the strength and conditioning, then we go into our technical training. I sort of feel like my legs feel heavy, my body sort of feels heavy, like I don't know. I feel like for a while I wasn't really training well in the futsal training session, and I was thinking, what's going on? Like maybe I'm just hitting a wall. I'm just going through a rough patch of form. I was like, alright, cool, whatever. I didn't really think too much of it until one day I couldn't actually go to the strength and conditioning. I could go to the actual training session, but I couldn't go to the strength and conditioning session an hour before the training session because I think I had to complete some uni work. But trust me, when I went to the futsal training that night, bro, oh my days, I was back. Like I felt sharp. I felt sharp again. I felt good. I was taking people on. Even the way I was striding, I just felt quicker. I just felt sharper. And I was like, all right, cool. It's probably because I'm not doing all the strength and conditioning stuff beforehand. It's because I'm keeping my body fresh, which probably sounds like common sense to everyone else. But for me, like I said, I've always felt like, the more work you put in, you're callousing your body. Like your body just gets used to it. I would just think, all right, cool. It doesn't really matter. I'll just always do the strength and conditioning, and then my body would just eventually get used to the stress, so I can still perform the same way in training. But it doesn't really work like that sometimes. It's like, you sort of need to go into that session fresh, go into that session, well rested, and then you perform at your best. And I even said to my friend, I was like, I don't think, I might not go to this strength and conditioning thing again, because the way I was moving in that training session, I was like, I felt good for the first time in a long time in training. I felt good. Like, I felt good. I felt sharp. I felt quick. I felt light on my feet. And that's simply, like I said, it sounds like common sense, but that was simply because, I just allowed my body to rest. Like I wasn't doing the strength and conditioning beforehand. I didn't have heavy legs, because in that strength and conditioning, we're doing things like one-legged squats, we're doing things like RDLs, just all that lower body, and then we're also doing core exercises, which I know it doesn't sound like it actually affects your performance on the pitch, but trust me, your core is constantly working. Your core's working when you're changing directions, when you're running. Your core's probably the most important part of your body as an athlete. So we're doing all these exercises beforehand, and I'm there wondering, oh, why do I feel heavy? Why do I feel like I'm not really playing at my best? But then the one day where I didn't go to that strength and conditioning session, and I was just in the training session afterwards, I was like, I feel good now. Like I feel sharp. I feel sharp. My shots were on point. Maybe beforehand my shots were struggling to get off the ground, because maybe I was having heavy legs. I was struggling to take people on, get past people, because yet again my legs were heavy. We just had a strength and conditioning session beforehand, but then but like I said, that day in training, when I didn't go to it, I just felt good. I felt sharp, and that was probably the best training session I'd had since September, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure that was the last training session before Christmas as well. So yeah, I think when I go back, I'm probably not gonna go into the strength and conditioning sessions. Not because you can't do any gym work on the same day that you train, but I think because they're so close together, because it's literally strength and conditioning from, like, I think it's like 4 o'clock to like 4:15, and then training literally 4 o'clock to 5:15, sorry, and then it's literally training at 5:30. Training at 5:30, that's when training starts. So it's like, because it's so close together, I feel like it has an effect on my body. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that for the foreseeable future. I think I'm just going to see how it goes with not going to the strength and conditioning. Just tell my coach that, can't really make it, and then I'll just see how it goes. I'll see if the difference is real, or maybe it's just a one-time thing. So that's all I got to say for this vid. Like I said, on rest and recovery. Like I said, rest and recovery. It might not seem important. You might feel like you're being lazy, but trust me, it's always just crucial just to have that balance. If you need to take a day off, maybe you've gone hard in the paint for maybe 10 days. It's like, maybe you've gone hard in the paint for 10 days. And you just need a rest. You just wake up and you're just like, I'm feeling a bit tired. Let me just give myself a rest day. That's okay. Just give yourself a rest day, but just don't be destructive. Don't just say that, I'm just gonna order food. I'm just gonna eat pizza all day. I'm just gonna eat junk food all day. Nah. Just take your rest, and just make sure you're just doing the good habits. Maybe you do some stretching. Maybe you go out for a walk, or even a very light jog. Just little things that, you know, like I said, you're recovering. Just little things that, when you actually take that rest day and you wake up the next morning, you're ready to get back at it. You don't want to, be eating junk food, be going out drinking alcohol, be smoking weed, doing all of this. Then you wake up with a banging hangover. You wake up and you just can't be asked to train the next day. You don't want that. You want to wake up the next day refreshed. So, like I said, just make sure you're doing them good habits on your rest days. Just make sure there's stretching, going for a walk, light jogs, whatever you need to do. If you like doing yoga, Pilates, whatever, bro, I don't know, whatever you want to do in it. But yeah, that's all I got to say for this vid. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.